Welcome to my channel. Today we shall be trimming and crumb coating a cake. Alright guys, let's get started. The first thing we are going to be doing is applying buttercream to our board, especially if you are going to be doing a buttercream cake. This part is very essential. This sticks your cake to your board. So I have put my first cake on the board and I am just checking to see if it's leveled. Sometimes your cake does not need leveling, okay? So I just put my plum on it just to be sure it's actually leveled, and that was leveled. It didn't need any trimming. So the next layer I'm going to be putting is my red velvet cake. As you can see, it's slightly it has a slight dome at the top. So with your serrated knife, using the sharp side, just trim off the excess part on top of your cake. All right, so I am just applying buttercream filling in between my cake. This particular client does not really want anything in between. She just wants very little buttercream. Okay, so the next layer is a chocolate layer cake. So I am doing the same thing that I have done to my red velvet, and now I am stacking it up on top of the next layer, which was a red velvet cake. And as usual, I am just putting in my buttercream filling, and I'll be putting my last layer, which is a vanilla cake. It appears that both of my vanilla cakes do not need trimming. They're perfectly leveled. Okay, so this is another plum. I have a bigger one. I am just putting it on top of my cake just to verify that my cakes are actually leveled. So the way you know if your cake is leveled is if the bubble is in the center. So it's time to start trimming. So you with your serrated knife, using the sharp side, place your knife straight against your cake. Make sure it is extremely straight, okay? And start trimming. If your knife is placed correctly at the side of your cake straight, it's going to just trim out the excess. But if you keep your knife bent, then that means that only one side is going to get trimmed as you move along. So with your hand on top of your cake, move your cake gently as your knife is gliding against the side of your cake. It's actually a very simple process, especially if you keep your knife straight. Your knife is just going to be cutting out the excesses. So even sometimes as you go, you may find out that you are not even cutting out anything. That's probably because your knife is not straight enough, or there's probably nothing to cut in that particular side. So just keep going and moving your cake as you go until you are satisfied with how your cake looks. Remember, keep your knife straight. That is very important. That is the only way to achieve a perfectly trimmed cake. Alright guys, so if this is your first time of coming to my channel, or maybe you've been here but you forgot to subscribe, now is the time to look below and click on the subscribe button. We are all about cake decorating and wafer paper arts. We love to decorate. We are your plug for everything you need to know. Special guides on how to decorate your cakes. We are your #1 plug, and we only post tested and tried ways of doing things. So just look below, press the subscribe button. Remember to give us a thumbs up. Remember to share. It's a nice thing to share with your friends if you really loved what you saw. So let's keep going. So right now I am still going ahead. So I actually did not edit the timing of how I trimmed this cake, and the time I used to trim this cake was actually 2 minutes and 31 seconds. I decided to leave it to tell you that you can do this so quickly with or without acrylic disc. Acrylic discs are a good way of doing things fast, but you can do this with your hands too. Okay, so now I have just cleaned up my cakes and I'm putting a skewer into my cakes just to keep them in place. This is very important, especially if you are doing a buttercream cake, so that your cakes do not slide over. So with my buttercream, I'm just going to be rubbing some buttercream lightly on my cake, all over my cake, until everywhere is completely coated. So actually this cake, I'm going to be covering it with buttercream. So this is the way I crumb coat my cakes, when I am covering it with buttercream. But when I am covering it with fondant, I have a different way of doing that. If you are interested in knowing how to do that, please just drop a comment and I will make a video soon on that and post it on my channel. Okay, thank you so much for always watching our videos. All right, so let's keep going.